Good evening. I am Amy New. I am the president and CEO here at the Chamber of Commerce, but most importantly, I am a very proud Tennessee Tech alum. Yes, go Susan, over our alum. Okay, it's an honor to welcome you here tonight as we celebrate an exciting chapter for Tennessee Tech athletics. We're especially grateful that Commissioner Michael Cross is with us tonight, along with members of our media and so many of our Tennessee Tech friends and family. You know, athletics at Tennessee Tech is more than just competition. I'm so proud to say that we are now part of the SoCon country. So this move for us means stronger competition, it means new rivals, and it means a brighter future, not only for our athletes and for our fans, but also for our entire community, both the businesses, the nonprofits, the students, everyone across the community. You know, it's also personal for me. This entire process has been personal for me with athletics because 20 years ago, this past summer, Tennessee Tech baseball brought my husband Jake to Cookeville from this tiny private college up in Buffalo, New York, which I just learned is where our commissioner is from over here. So I hated to even talk about that, but he said, who wants to play baseball up in Buffalo? So I think he had a conversation with Coach Wright and said, I want to play somewhere warm. You know what he did? Not only did he choose Tennessee Tech, but he chose to stay here after his career with Tennessee Tech. He chose to stay here and build his career, to build his family. He chose to share his love for sports with young athletes across Middle Tennessee as he coaches travel and helps with our school softball teams here. His story is a great reminder of how Tech athletics opens doors, it builds lifelong connections, and it also strengthens our community. You know, of course, milestones like this don't happen without really great leadership. They just don't. And we are so fortunate to have President Bill Oldham guiding this process and championing Tennessee Tech athletics every step of the way. So please join me as we welcome President Bill Oldham.
Thank you, Amy. To say I'm excited to be standing here in front of you today is an understatement. This has been a long time coming, and it's personally exciting for me. August 13th was a historic day for Tennessee Tech. I have to start out though. It was also a historic day in my family. It was my wife's birthday. So it was August 13th was not only Carrie's birthday, but it was the day that it was announced that we had an invitation to join the Southern Conference. So Michael, thank you for a wonderful birthday present for Carrie. So after 76 years in the Ohio Valley Conference, Tech is moving to the Southern Conference. So obviously this is not something we do frequently. This is pretty rare in the life of this institution, at least, and in most institutions. So we certainly want to thank the OVC for 76 wonderful years, a lot of great rivalries, a lot of great memories. Those are part of the institutional framework of Tennessee Tech that will be in the history books forever. So we don't lose any of that. But this is about the future this evening, and so we're looking forward to this amazing opportunity, this amazing future with the Southern Conference. And we want to thank them, Dr. Cross, SoCon Commissioner, who you'll hear from here in a minute. A special thank you to him and all of our new colleagues in the SoCon. We're beyond excited about it. So for those of you that are less familiar with the Southern Conference, it's a very old conference, founded in 1921. It's the fifth oldest athletic conference in the country. Its original members include all the original SEC and ACC members, institutions you'd be very familiar with. Certainly one of the most prestigious conferences in the country, and with a great footprint. Locations in a lot of wonderful places that everyone here and all of our fans will love to visit and get a chance to learn more about. And what I'm told is it has one of the best, most exciting basketball tournaments in the country, right, Michael? In Asheville. So if you get a chance to to visit Asheville in March every year for the basketball tournament. But I think it's important to recognize, and as much as this is about athletics, and it is, athletics is central to this, but this is bigger than just athletics, quite honestly. I think this audience, I don't need to convince you of the importance of athletics on a university campus. It brings so much life, enthusiasm, excitement to a campus. It helps us recruit students, quite honestly. It brings a lot of students here that wouldn't come otherwise. There's a lot of tangibles and intangibles that athletic programs bring to a campus. Likewise, being in a well-suited athletic conference brings a tremendous amount of value to a campus as well. Having institutions that you're proud to be associated with. Probably everybody here is familiar with the old saying, you are what you eat. Well, in athletics, there's no saying that says you are who you play. And it's actually very true. You become more like the institutions that you associate with. And athletics is a tremendous way of associating with other institutions, hopefully like-minded institutions, peer institutions, aspirational institutions in some cases. And I think that's what has me most excited of all about this move to the Southern Conference, because we fit. I think it's a really good fit. I'm heartened to understand that the presidents in the Southern Conference agreed with that assessment, that Tennessee Tech is a good fit for the Southern Conference. We think a lot alike. We have very tremendous similarities, and you can look down the roster of institutions in the Southern Conference and you can make your own assessments. But these are institutions that we can be proud to be associated with, and hopefully they'll be proud to be associated with us as well, and we'll try to live up to that. So it's very important. It's important not just for athletics, it's important for academics, for academic reasons, for brand recognition reasons, for reputational value. There's just a tremendous amount of opportunity here. So as I introduce Michael, I just want to say thank you to him for being a tremendous advocate, at times partner. We've gotten to know each other a fair amount in recent months, and I can tell you Michael brings a tremendous amount of professionalism and great leadership in this arena, and as I'll say, he's got the background to back it up. So Michael Cross began his tenure as the 10th commissioner in Southern Conference history on July 1, 2023. A native of Hamburg, New York, Cross is a former basketball student athlete and a two-time graduate of the State University of New York at Buffalo, earning an undergraduate degree in economics in 1991 and a master's degree in college counseling in 1993. He would go on to earn a doctorate in higher education administration from the University of Michigan in 1999. So nearly 30-year veteran of athletic administration, Cross came to the SoCon from the Knight Commission on Intercollegiate Athletics, where he served as managing director for communication and policy for the Knight Commission. There he coordinated the Knight Commission's college sports governance and structure committee and efforts of the communications team. So he brings a tremendous amount of background experience, and we just can't say how excited we are, Michael, to be working with you and the Southern Conference as we move into this new future for Tennessee Tech athletics. So, Michael, come on up. Let's welcome Michael.
I appreciate the kind remarks. I do want to touch upon the Buffalo reference and the basketball reference. So Buffalo, any chance I can say good things about the area, I would agree that it is not a baseball space, but hockey and football, they take a great pride in. So that's a positive. And I do want to touch upon the basketball thing. I love when people reference that. I was a 20-20 guy in college. I played when we were up 20 or down 20, so that's a very formative piece of my experience. Anyway, this is an incredible move for Tennessee Tech and the Southern Conference, and I'm honored to be here to welcome the Golden Eagles to the SoCon on behalf of all 10 of our conference institutions, and to celebrate the beginning of a partnership that exemplifies everything our conference represents, which is captured in our tagline, "It's all here." I want to share some observations about how Tennessee Tech and the SoCon make so much sense. Geography, it's all here. Tennessee Tech fits perfectly into our southern footprint, strengthening the regional identity that makes our conference special. Your students, alumni, and fans are already connected to our 6-state footprint, creating natural rivalries and reasonable travel opportunities. Academics, it's all here. As a Carnegie Research 2 institution preparing graduates for successful careers, you enhance the SoCon's commitment to academic excellence. With an 88% graduation success rate, you prove what we've always believed in the SoCon, that winning and academic achievement go hand in hand. Collegial leadership, it's all here. The unanimity of our Council of Presidents vote wasn't just procedural. It was a testament to the respect Tennessee Tech has earned through its collaborative, forward-thinking approach. You share our vision for what college athletics can and should be. That leadership starts at the top with Dr. Oldham. His strategic vision and unwavering commitment to excellence made this opportunity possible. He understands that college athletics is experiencing unprecedented change and positioned Tech to not just navigate that change, but to thrive in it as a member of the Southern Conference. Dr. Oldham's Chief of Staff, Lee Ray, provided behind-the-scenes professionalism to make this process seamless. His attention to detail and collaborative spirit exemplifies the Southern Conference approach. And Casey Fox, as your new athletic director, will lead Tech's transition to the SoCon. Casey is stepping into this role at one of the most exciting times in Tennessee Tech athletics history and one of the most challenging periods in the history of college sports. Based on the conversations he and I have already had, I'm incredibly excited to add another leader with vision, energy, and ideas to a very strong group of SoCon ADs. After my visit on campus today with coaches and the department's athletic staff, I'm confident that the SoCon will provide the perfect platform to execute your vision for Tech athletics. And finally, championship success. It's definitely here. Women's basketball has an incredible history of success. Your baseball program will be joining a conference that was ranked 6th nationally last year, and your coaches and athletes across the board will push everyone in the SoCon to raise their performance levels. Your football program captured the 2024 OVC Big South Championship and is currently ranked in multiple preseason top 25 polls. And the investments to transform your football facilities were absolutely a factor in the SoCon's analysis about Tech joining our group. We believe we are the strongest FCS conference in the South, and in fact, east of the Mississippi River. Tech joining the SoCon further enhances that reputation. Adding Tech to the SoCon is a proactive response to national changes that have already occurred and preparation for those still to come. The vision is to position the SoCon to be the leading national voice and performer regardless of what emerges in the future. Tech's arrival will create or renew rivalries, help solve scheduling challenges, maximize budgets, and enhance the student-athlete experience. All of these opportunities help position the SoCon and Tech for success in the changing college athletics landscape. You are joining a conference where it's all here. Championship-level competition, academic excellence, and an unmatched student-athlete experience, which is our daily reality. And our shared realities just got better with this move. To the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles here today and across the South, welcome to the Southern Conference.
Look forward to working with you. Fantastic, thank you. I think they got something for you. Hit them.
Well, very nice.
Show them this.
I feel like I was just made a head coach or something. So.
Well, now that you've heard from Michael, I think you can understand part of our enthusiasm for joining the Southern Conference. This is also a very exciting time because I get to to introduce to a larger audience our new athletic director. So we had the opportunity to hire one of the top deputy athletic directors in the nation recently to lead our Division I athletics program and now into a new conference future. Casey Fox, most recently the deputy athletic director of Montana State University, was welcomed as Tech's new director of athletics at the campus press conference on June 19th. Casey brings more than 25 years of D1 athletics experience and a track record of multi-million-dollar fundraising hauls for athletic capital projects, sold out campus stadiums and arenas, and a strong culture of support for coaches, staff, and student athletes. At Montana State, he led fundraising for a $26 million indoor football and track facility set to open later this year, oversaw a record-setting attendance season for Montana State teams, and launched a campaign that more than doubled annual giving for athletics. Casey holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Oregon and a master's degree in physical education with a concentration in sports management from Eastern Washington University. He and his wife Heidi are proud parents of 2 children, CJ and Bo. And please help me welcome our new Director of Athletics, Casey Fox.
You get old, you gotta put glasses on every time you read. Thank you first, I appreciate it. I appreciate the warm welcome. Obviously, I've been here for a few weeks, getting settled in as much as I can by myself. I get to welcome my wife and the boys out here later after the school year ends. They're gonna stay back and let my oldest finish his high school career back in Montana. But it's hard to put into words how great it's been to be here, and everyone that I talked to has been so warm and welcoming to me. And it just reaffirms that I made the right decision to be part of Tennessee Tech in Cookeville. The excitement around not only the university and athletics is just contagious, and I'm hoping to bring the energy and the vision that I've got to fruition. I'm again excited to be part of this, excited to be here and get to know everybody. You leave things behind, and Dr. Oldham said it, and it makes you think back. We had a tough road raising that money for that indoor, which they opened yesterday. They did a grand opening on it yesterday, and I saw the video, and it makes you think back and appreciate everything and the hard work and the effort and all that, and that it came to fruition. And I want that here, and that's part of what we're going to do, and we're going to bring that vision, we're going to bring that success to Tennessee Tech. I'm committed to making the Golden Eagle Athletic Program one that everyone who's associated with it, whether it's a donor, whether it's a stakeholder, whether a staff member, whether a coach, proud to wear the purple and gold, that you can puff out your chest the day after an event, that you want to wear the purple and gold, whether it's a t-shirt or whether it's a golf shirt, into work the next day. And we need to get more of that, and that's the goal, is to build this win by win, achievement by achievement, and that's what we're going to do. I don't know what more I can say other than what the president and Michael Cross said. A lot of people called me the day that it happened last Wednesday and congratulated me. I took the credit. I just want to let you know, President Oldham. But in all seriousness, obviously that was in the works well before I got here. I give President Oldham credit for the vision of what we wanted to become. I thank Michael Cross and the presidents of the Southern Conference for recognizing and allowing us to be part of it. We want to thank the OVC for 76 great years, and this year will be part of it. But it became evident to me in just my short time, this is my 5th week on the job, how many people wanted this here, wanted this move to happen. I was approached probably over a dozen times about when are we making the move? When are we making the move? And of course, you know, you knew what was happening, and you had to bite your tongue, and you just kind of had to keep people at bay and just say, hey, yeah, we're taking a look. We'll look at hard. We'll listen to anything. And obviously, knowing what was going on in the background was fantastic. And knowing that that was going to come. And the first call I got after the announcement, I had just gotten out of a meeting. Actually, I was in a meeting. I texted and then said, I'll call you as soon as I was done. I picked up the phone, and the first words out of this gentleman's mouth was, thank you. And he just said, thank you. I mean, he yelled really into my ear, and I was like, you know, again, I took credit. Just want to let you know. But the reputation and the competition in the SoCon is going to be fierce. And it's going to require us here at Tennessee Tech to step up our game. And we need everybody in this room, and we need everybody who's associated with this to help us. This is going to be a team effort. It's not just going to be me. It's not just going to be the coaches. It's not just going to be our student athletes. It's going to be all of us. All those that are going to be buying tickets, all those that are going to be supporting and coming to our events. We need your help. We need your help so that we're going to compete. And things haven't changed in my mind of what we're going to try to accomplish. We're going to win. That's the goal, is to win. Win on the field, on the court, off the field, in the classroom, and prepare our student athletes for not only during the season, but when they graduate and get on with life, the next 40 and 50 years of their life. That is the mission of what we are about. Not what we are going to become, but what we are from now on. We're going to win. And that's what we're going to be about, is figuring this. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to do this in a responsible way. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be part of this and what this represents for Tennessee Tech athletics. As I said in the press release, you know, it's a historic move for us. Obviously, 76 years in one place, you don't change very often. But I couldn't be more excited to be here, to be the athletic director and your athletic director and a steward of this program. But before I go, I do want to say thank you to some people for being here. I want to thank President Oldham for believing in me and allowing me to be here. His right hand, Lee Ray, every step of the way. And thank you for everything that you've done. I want to thank Michael Cross for being here and being part of this. It was great when this came up of, like, you know, do you want to do this? I'm like, absolutely, this is great. You know, take some focus off me. I don't like it always on me. But it's a great move, and thank you for coming over. I want to thank Amy New, President and CEO of the Chamber, for putting this together and welcoming us here to Cookeville, my wife and I. It's been great to get to know you. I want to thank the staff that's here. Bobby Taylor, Grace Murray, I know Grace is here somewhere. And Carolyn Lehman, you're right, also, okay? I also want to put a big thank you to Christy Phillips for putting this together. She put this all together, so first, big round of applause for Christy. And I want to thank the coaches that have shown up. Bobby Wilder in the back there, I see him. Coach Matt Braga with baseball and Kim Rosemont with women's basketball. Thank you for coming tonight. But I am looking forward to get to know each and every one of you, and that's my goal. If you see me, stop me, say hi. I'll do my best to remember names. That's why we got name tags, which is great. I love that, so that I don't forget names. But thank you for everything. Thank you for the welcome. I look forward to the future successes we're going to have together as a team. So with that, wings up.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Commissioner Frost and President Oldham. I think now we're going to open it up and allow anyone to ask questions on behalf of our three speakers.
So the podium line should be up good?
Good.
Okay, perfect.
The rest?
Oh, that's right.
Who has a question? Thank you. You're welcome.
Clarissa Williams with Highlands Insider in Cookeville now. Can you tell us a little bit about the recruitment efforts and what you hope to bring when it comes to expanding in this conference?
My recruitment efforts to get me here?
Well, recruitment as far as like how we're going to get other students,
Oh,
because we've got a great conference.
Yeah.
And then I have a follow-up, but I'll wait my turn.
well, I'm not the one to ask, I'll be honest, about recruitment. We're gonna hire great coaches, we already have great coaches, and if we have to make, if there's any vacancies, then we're gonna go hire the best that we possibly can, and so, I'm gonna leave the recruitment to the coaches, that's, I'm gonna stay out of it, to be honest, that's not my job. But I wanna be a part of it as much as I can, if the coaches would like me to speak with potential student athletes, great, I'm there for them. I want to be there in every step of the way, but I'm going to support our coaches to the best of my ability. I'm going to do what I can to give them the resources to go get the best student athletes they possibly can, but I'm going to leave it up to them to go get the ones they want.
So I'm a big March Madness fan. How do you see this playing into March Madness? And I don't know, I guess this would also be for the commissioner. I'm interested to hear about your favorite Cinderella story and if you think Tech will be the next one.
Well, I'm also a huge March Madness fan, and we want to get there. I mean, obviously, success of the women's program, you got there, 2 out of the last 3 years. We want that, and we need that from the men's side. It's been a long time, 1963, so we got to figure out a way to be part of it. As far as Cinderella, it's hard to pick one. I think anytime you get the smaller schools that have the opportunity to win. I was fortunate enough to be part of 2 women's programs that made the tournament and 3 straight men's programs at Montana State. I was part of a Sweet 16 team at 2 locations at Washington State and Utah, and there's nothing better than getting in there and finding a way to get a win. So yeah, it's exciting. We need to figure out a way to be part of it. Yeah.
Thanks for the question. So Cinderella story is a little tricky. You do this for a long time. You see a lot of them. The ones I would reference personally would have to do with my time when I was at Princeton, some of the upsets I had against UCLA. I do want to acknowledge Diane Murphy, who was a colleague and a much more successful athletic director than I ever was. We were in the Ivy League together when she was at Columbia, and I did not realize she was in Cookeville, so it's been wonderful to connect with her. But March Madness for us, and for conferences like the SoCon, the conference tournament is everything. There's no other path for us to get to the NCAA championship. So the intensity of what you see in Asheville, the reality that all of those teams, as they go through that experience on the men's and the women's side, there's only going to be one team on the men's side, one team on the women's side that walks out of that building knowing they're going to play in that championship. And this past year we had 6,000 people, sold out building between Furman and Wofford. If you haven't seen any video from that, go track it down on YouTube or your favorite other video service. I mean, it was everything college athletics and college basketball is supposed to be about. And we love the city of Asheville for that purpose. It's a walkable downtown. And there are a few championships that compare nationally. The Big East has obviously got an incredible run in Madison Square Garden. The Missouri Valley Conference has done a great job in St. Louis. And I'd put us right there in the top 3 to 5. And, when you get that opportunity to come in, one more season after this one, make the drive over. It is well worth the time to come and support your teams. So thank you for the question.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm Jerry Cantrell.
Hi, Jeremy.
For years, we have been losing the attendance at Tennessee Tech, football, basketball, and all the other sports. Now, I'm not a naysayer at all. I'm a guy in the wool golden eagle, and for those who know me, they know that that's a fact. But I am so concerned. I would like to hear your plans for getting the attendance back up at football and basketball, and maybe even some of the other sports like tennis. But basically, what are your plans, baseball, what are your plans to make that happen?
Well, I think the first thing we gotta do is we gotta put products out there that people wanna come and see and watch. We've gotta be competitive and we gotta win. And that's not it. We're gonna invest into our administration, into marketing and into social media more than we have. I think what's lacking is just some personnel too. We've got a lot of people that have had to wear multiple hats, and we gotta figure out a way. We got to invest into our department, and I know the president's committed to it. I'm committed to it, but it also goes back to making sure we have the right coaches, supporting those coaches, giving them the resources so that they can put together the best product. It's not going to change. Our goal still was the same that we had at Montana State, and that was if we wanted to be at the top of the conference, we had to be at the top of the conference in everything that we did. And that wasn't just, you can't expect, your programs to compete for conference championships but fund them at the bottom. So we got to figure out funding. We got to make sure that we're the top 2 or 3 of everything that we do, whether it's the programs, whether it's administration, fundraising, budgets, everything. We've got to invest, and that's the way we're going to do it. And we have to earn people's attention, so to speak. We can't expect just to roll the ball out there and have people show up. I think the facts are what they are, and the programs here have been, behind. I don't want to be behind. I want to win. And so we've got to invest into our programs, and we've got to give our coaches the resources that they can go get the student athletes that they need to get so that we can compete for conference championships. And if you do that, you put some effort behind the marketing and the promotions of things, we'll get them back. We need to get the students involved. It was interesting. I had a conversation, I think it was at the president's cabinet a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the students and talking about the personality of the students. And someone said, and they were like, you realize that, most of our students are introverts and we got to go to them. And I think that's right. We've got to go to the students and we got to get them out, because the students are going to create the energy that makes those venues special. And we need to make an effort. We need to make more of an effort to connect with the students and get them there. But we need to give our fans, our stakeholders, the people that maybe are on the fence, a reason to get there. And that's investing back into the programs and putting a winning product out there.
Casey, a question for both you and the commissioner. A lot of longtime fans remember the rivalries between Middle Tennessee, Austin Peay, Eastern Kentucky. Being able to join the Southern Conference and add a lot of teams in the footprint like Chattanooga, East Tennessee State, Furman, those are traditional powerhouses. What does it mean to you to be able to start this new chapter and build some new rivalries?
I said I wouldn't disparage anybody, and I won't. I was trying to figure out how do we start a rivalry right away. I could. We could start one up now. I think having there's nothing better than a rivalry. It's hard to manufacture. They've got to come from competition. They've got to come from competing. They've got to come from some of those instances that maybe there's some bad blood, whether it's on the field of play or off or whatever it is. But we want it to be clean, we want it to be wholesome, but it's about competition. That's what makes a great rivalry, is it can't be one-sided. One-sided rivalries, one looks at it as a rival and the other dismisses it. I think that there's opportunities, obviously with Chattanooga so close and East Tennessee, there's a lot just in the SoCon that could develop naturally, and that's my hope. If I need to feed into it, I will, but I'll keep my comments to myself about that. So I'll let Commissioner weigh in.
Thank you. Look, the rivalry piece, I think, is an outgrowth of a whole host of things that contributed to why this relationship makes sense. College athletics, in a lot of ways, has lost its way. And we've got student athletes traveling coast to coast, up and down coasts. And as I've been in this job for 2 years, and in the short time I've been in it, the strategy for us has been to double down on what I've termed a Southern strategy, to continue to reinforce the strengths that we have and find people that are like-minded in leadership roles, like-minded institutionally in how they treat their athletes. And as you start to do those things and start to have common paths, it gives you an opportunity to help yourself in a whole host of ways. Student athlete recruitment, you're playing against people in high school, and now you go play against them in college, and it's in the same conference. Like, none of the institutions in our conference, nor this institution, is going to be able to go out and spend Alabama, Michigan, whomever you want to name at that level. But we don't have to. We have to figure out a different way to do it. I'm a huge fan of the movie Moneyball. There's an aspect of what we're doing that's Moneyball. I'll be straightforward about it. But I don't think you have to be apologetic about it. You've got to use your dollars better and be smarter with them, and value all the resources you're all putting into this. That you're here because you care. Bring some people along, and support the vision. Support it, be a leading edge on that support of the vision, not, well, let's see what happens. Like, there's a lot of good things happening here, leadership-wise, institutionally, coaches, and we feel our conference is a part of that equation, and we feel optimistic that that's going to help where you want to go. So the rivalries will come, the great games, the opportunities, the head-to-head competition. The question before about attendance and how do you get people to go to a game. You want to have good attendance, have a good team, and have a good opponent. Those are two really key criteria. I'm sure Tech will take care of the first part, and I'm confident the SoCon will take care of the second part, and it'll help what you're trying to do in that regard.
Thank you so much. Okay, with that, we're going to close out unless you have any final remarks, Casey. Okay, I want to say on behalf of the chamber and our local elected officials from the county, the city, everyone, for us, Tennessee Tech is our #1 economic driver in this entire region, not just in Putnam County, the entire 14 counties of this region. Tennessee Tech is our biggest asset. And us from the chamber, from the business community, from our local elected officials, I know that Mayor Wheaton was here, we are committed to making it a success, because if Tennessee Tech is winning, we're all winning. And so thank you for the investment that you've made, President Oldham, Lee Ray, Diane too. You've organized so much since you've been here. So yes, we have Diane back here, and we're so proud that she's here, but thank you. Welcome, Casey, and thank you for having us. With that, please have some food and some drinks.
We're going to give away.
Oh, we got a
giveaway.
Oh, he's got a giveaway.
Yeah.
Who are you going to choose?
Okay, so we've got a giveaway here. We auction. Auction a SoCon backpack. But to anybody who can name the 10 institutions part of the SoCon, we will give away a backpack. Anybody want to give it a run? Anyone? Come on. Everyone's been studying for a week. Who's in the SoCon? Come on, we can do this.
She can do it. Alabama.
Okay. What?
What to say?
Verser.
Senator.
I sent the Senate on.
Close enough. Here we go. That's close enough. I won't be here all night. Come on up. Yep. Thank you all for coming. I look forward to talking with each and every one of you. There you go, Mike. All right. Thanks. Enjoy. Yes.
Introducing Highlands Insider, a locally owned conservative newspaper, both in print and online, serving the Highlands and Upper Cumberland region, including Putnam, White, Overton, and Jackson County, with more to come. Founded to fill the gap left by liberal-leaning coverage, we deliver uncompromised news, video, and community engagement. Subscribe now and use code HI49 to save $20 on a print and online subscription for limited time.
Join us every week as we introduce our neighbors, businesses, and inspiring stories.
People, businesses, and places that make the Upper Cumberland what it is today.
As we tell all about the past, present, and even the future outlook.
Like, comment, and subscribe so you do not miss an episode.